Hello folks, my name is Mark Allen, the tax and financial planning dude, coming to you from Northern California where we have very hot and sunny weather today. Maybe you can see over there. I'm under the umbrella to keep myself a little bit cool. But we're going to talk to you today about hobby income and hobby losses, expenses for that hobby of yours. Or shall we call it your business? Back at you in a second. Okay, I'm back, and so what we're talking about today are hobby losses and hobby income. What I have found is that people will come to me and say they started a business and they want to write off all their expenses on their business, which is fine. You have to take open mind to it as a professional, because sometimes these people may really be starting a business. More times than not, though, they're not. They're just doing a hobby and they want to write off the expenses of the hobby towards the income. Hey, I don't blame them. I hate paying tax just like the guy next door. And anything we can do to not pay that tax is the way we need to go. But here's how the IRS looks at it. Oh, by the way, let me show you my hobby, just so you know that I have stuff going on here. This is my aquaponics system. And you will note that I have some cool fish in there swimming around, but I got money invested in this system. I got a fish tank, I got barrels, I got lights, the whole deal. Right now we're not in the main production phase for what we're growing, but I could theoretically blow this out and make some major growth go on, make some major product and take it down to the local farmer's market. And call that a business. Take income in, write off all the expenses. I'm a happy dog because the expenses easily far outweigh any income I can get off of this, okay? Well, the IRS, they have 9 points that they look at when they're evaluating a business or hobby. And the number 1 point on that list is there any fun involved? Is this something fun to do? If there is, they're going to give a little extra scrutiny. Now, they don't need to say yes to all these 9 points for it to be a hobby. But, so they can take like 5 points and make a determination that it's a hobby. But here's the deal. I've had clients come into me saying that they've started a business. One in particular, he bought a fishing boat and he was doing fishing tours. He was taking his clients out to the sweet fishing spots that he knew of. So he was collecting money in and he wanted to write off the boat that he purchased against his income. Now obviously this would generate a loss because the boat cost so much more than the income he was getting. Here's the problem. He had a full-time job. He was working 40, 50 hours a week, making about $100K a year. And on his boat business he was pulling down maybe 5, 10 grand a year in revenue to offset his boat, which cost $30,000. That's a red flag for the IRS, absolutely. So, what we like to see is year-over-year growth on this business, if he has it, before we turn it into a business. Hopefully he's got plans to quit his job, and he's got a business plan, and he uses a professional to consult with about the business and or on taxes. All those things play in favor of this being treated as a business. But let's say it's not a business. What do? Here's where the new tax law in 2018 really puts the screws to you if you are doing hobby things that generate income. In the past, you could write off the expenses to the extent of income on your hobby, but those expenses would go in a category on Schedule A, itemized deductions, called miscellaneous itemized deductions. Those didn't get written off 100% because there's a haircut in there and phase outs and all that stuff. But there was a deduction available. Now with the new tax law, they removed that whole category. So now if you have a hobby, it's not your full-time job, you still got to claim the income on your tax return and you get no expense write-off towards it. So if I take these plants down to the local farmer's market and sell those babies, I got taxable income, unfortunately. This is the tax financial planning dude coming to you from Northern California. I hope you like this little mini thing on hobby losses. Leave me questions, whatever you got in the little comments down below, and I will be sure to hit you up with some answers. Thank you.